Hello everyone, welcome back to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph, and today, well, you've seen the thumbnail, so it's obviously perked your interest. Just having a wander around and having a nice cup of tea, because it is absolutely roasting today, and I don't mean in a sense as the sun is blaring. Oh no, that's not the UK way. It's absolutely sweltering because it's so hot and humid today. It is 26 degrees and not one bit of sun, so it's disgusting. It's horrible. It's not nice at all. And it's only 10 a.m. I don't know why I'm looking at my watch. I've not even got it on, so that makes me look stupid. And I've got hair in my mouth. So, title of the video, why are all my trees overgrown? Well, we're going to have a little chat about that. And I'll walk you around as well so you can actually see how overgrown they are while I enjoy my brew. So, first things first, let's do a walk around and you can see actually how overgrown these trees are. And then we'll talk about why they're overgrown and why you should do it as well. May as well start off here with my cedar forest. Look how overgrown this one is. And I'm going to be saying that an awful lot. Look how overgrown this one is. Look how overgrown. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be annoying. Right, so we'll start with my cedar forest. It's lovely. Developing nicely. I tell you what, we're going to do a whole video on, well, basically my garden. So consider this a nice little update of where my trees are at as well. So you can see we've got overgrown stock Chinese elm. Now this little Chinese elm is actually from a root cutting, so this is the root which was up to here, and then this is all grown up from there. As you can see, looking around, the only things that you can see at the moment that haven't been trimmed, so this is another bush. It should be a tree, but as you can see, it's a bush. So we'll talk about in depth in a bit, is this one. So we recently retrimmed all this back, right back hard, and you can see it's flushing out nicely. So that is the Chinese elm, the eBay Chinese elm, so it's starting to flush back. But we're going to go around and you can just see exactly how overgrown everything in this garden, well, in the bonsai garden is. So we've got a Chinese elm there, and we've got a jade forest, which has not been on the channel, but you can see that's there, over there for you. That's not overgrown at all, but everything down here is just one big mess, other than the ficus we've worked on. I had a big cut. This ficus benjamina, no it's not, it's a tiger bark ficus. This one's overgrown, needs trimming back. We've got plans for a few of these actually to do some sort of forest planting. I've got a pyracantha that was a great big 9-foot tree. I did a chop of that off camera last year. That was massive. I have recently cut it back, but it's still again overgrown compared to everything else. The tree should be down here somewhere, and obviously everything's shooting out. It's in my way and it's going all the way up the fence. We've got the maples we worked on, just a big mess over here and again down here. So that's all down there as well. And then even if I spin you around into the polytunnel, even all the cuttings that I've got, I've just let go wild. Unfortunately that one didn't make it, but all the cuttings are wild. My daughter's strawberry tree. So everything down here has just been let to go crazy wild. The oak again, just springing out. I've got all them tiger bark ficus cuttings. As you can see, they are just going mad as well. So the oak, there's a good look at it from down here. You can see it's absolutely lost its shape. It's got loads of healthy growth on it. It's wild. And I've come around here, I've got a selection of Chinese elms. 2 of them down there. I've got hibiscus that's completely starting to go out of shape if I don't start trimming that back as well. I've got some witch elms here that's starting to shoot, just no shape to them at all. The Chinese elm that was wired up into a cascade, we actually need to have a look at that. We need to do some work on that because I think possibly the wire might start be digging in soon. But you can see that's starting to get out of shape. We've got growth coming up this way as well. This Chinese elm over here is completely and utterly out of shape. You can't even see the tree anymore. It's just, well, it's in there somewhere. But as you can see, the growth of it is just all the way out here. Chinese elm. I've got this massive blue cedar we get to work on shortly. There's the little ginkgo we worked on. It's doing quite well. Into the other polytunnel, as you can see, some of the experiments I intentionally let grow wild. But then, from early part of the channel, this, again, isn't really too thick, but this down here, this mess is the field elm I need to start actually working on. That's just grown massively out of control. As you can see, it's just going up, all the way up there. I've got, just at the back down there, I've got a couple of maples that shoot all the way up to the top. This maple we worked on, it's not too bad, but it is getting some growth on it. And I've come over here. Again, nothing's been worked on, just letting growth. Got a maple here. It does look nice, but it's one of the garden centre purchases that I rescued. And again, that's got issues, but from afar it looks quite nice. So if we spin you around here, again, believe it or not, that thing there is the hornbeam we recently worked on. So one from the channel, and we up-potted it. So there's the massive pot. We up-potted it to give it some growth and some thickness, and it has just gone wild. So as you can see, so that is supposed to be the leader right here, and there, and I've got this side shoot that's just going wild. So obviously we need to do some work on this one. This is a grapevine. I get loads of grapes on this. And if I walk us back around this way, so this is the Portuguese laurel that we worked on recently. It's doing really well. It's bounced back, loads of healthy leaves. Some of the yellowing leaves have dropped, and some of them are just clinging on, but generally really doing well. The oak, I haven't done an update on this. So the oak doesn't look really well at all, but the top part of it's died off. But coming down here, this is all still alive. I did a scratch test on it and it is still alive. So not too bad, because my original idea was hopefully it would stay alive up in top section, and then eventually I would do a chunk chop down here somewhere. So if it stays alive and it pushes out some growth here, eventually does my job for me. So yes, but as you can see over here, this is a Chinese sweet plum, and it's actually a triple trunk Chinese sweet plum, and it just looks like a massive hedge. So if I get in here, you can actually see the trunks. I really need to start working on this at some point. It is just one big mass of tree, and it needs so much work doing on it. Got clementine. Look at the size of them. I wonder if they're very juicy this year. So don't really know too much about clementines. All I do know is one of these trees, the first year or two fruits don't really taste of anything, and then after that they should. So my last couple of fruits haven't tasted of anything, so this year I'm hoping they taste nice. Give me a thumbs up for that one. I'm doing really well. Sarissa, check out this bad boy. I really like this one. It took me ages to do this. So these are probably really picky, apparently, and really hard to look after. I've had this a couple of years in development, and I really need to get it in some proper soil, but I am pretty scared to put it in my soil. It's in a mixture of dirt and some of my soil on top. I've been told that these are really picky about what they like, how they like the water, how they like the soil. So I need to start watching Nigel Saunders and getting some advice off him for his Sarissa. His is awesome. It really needs cutting back into shape, but it's doing really well at the moment. The larch forest we started putting some really good growth on it. It's healthy. The one larch that isn't doing so well, and I'm not 100% sure why, is this one over here. Halfway up, starting dying off. I'm pretty sure it has to do with this just there. I tightened that too tight and the root is started to die off. So rookie mistake. But as you can see, everything is pretty much overgrown. The ginkgo we worked on, and we worked on that recently. That's overgrown. That needs a trim. My hibiscus is starting to push out. We've got the cotoneaster, the Halloween cotoneaster. Just look at the growth on that now. It's absolutely pushing. The Chinese privet we worked on recently, again, massive growth. The privet I repotted, I got from the Birmingham boot sale. I've got that nice side shoot. I love that one because it's what I want. I'm going to develop it this way, push it out, and I've got some nice inner shoots. I'm probably not going to use them, but it's looking healthy, really healthy on the left side. Still not put too much colour up on the right side. I'm hoping that's just down to too much sun, but I'm not 100% sure because it still generally looks really healthy. It looks as though it's not getting enough nutrients, but I'm heavily fertilizing, hence why I'm getting so much growth, and we will talk about that in a bit. We've got Chinese elm down here, which is a dual trunk. It's not been on the channel, but it's overgrown, such as everything else, as you can see. So I'll bring you in, quick swoop down. I've got another privet down here, Chinese elm, the larch we got from the boot sale we worked on. There's another privet in here that's shooting out. This is a lemon. That one down there is supposed to be the windswept. As you can see, it's not in shape at all. The windswept ficus, that is, sorry. This is the S-shaped ficus, not that you can tell. This is the root over rock Chinese elm. Again, not that you can tell. It's just staggeringly a mosh of everything. And just over here, we've got the fusion ficus. That's doing really well as well. Lots of growth on that one. So I just get you in there, as you can see. So there you go. There's the S-shaped ficus. From this angle you can see it, and then just in there is the ficus that is windswept. Again, lots of growth on everything, so the ficuses need to start being worked on. And as you can see, everything is just absolutely overgrown. Even the extra stuff over down there. And there's my daughter's fruit trees that we will be taking to the new place that we will be moving to and planting them in the garden. So I've just got basically bushes everywhere going on. And the question is, why? Well, let's talk about it. Now, you're probably sat there thinking, why is everything overgrown, Christoph? It's a bonsai channel, you've got bonsai trees, they're supposed to be really nice and neat and look like a bonsai. Everything looks like a shrub and a big bush. Well, couple of reasons. One, well, it's not really that easy to explain. I mean, it is and it isn't. So number one is I've fertilised the absolute living crap out of everything in the Bonsai Expressions garden. Hence, why we've got so much growth. Now, why did I do that? Well, I want as much growth as possible because I want to thicken everything I've got up as quick as possible. And number two, I want as much growth as possible. But why do I want that much growth? Well, as I say, refer back to number one. I want as much growth because I want to thicken everything up as much as possible. So I want nice big thick trunks. Even on the smaller things, I want to get as much growth as possible, thicken everything up, and that is the best way to do it. You let everything shoot out and then you cut everything back. It's basic principles of bonsai, that basically, isn't it? We all know that. You grow out, you cut back. You grow out, you cut back. So why have I not cut back? The longer you let things grow out, the thicker they're going to get. Now, if I let them grow too wild, it's going to be too thick. So I'm just going to have to cut that branch right off. And that's what we call a sacrificial branch. So By having a sacrificial branch or sacrificial branches, that helps develop and thicken your trunk faster. Now, that could also lead to problems. You could potentially be having scars all over your trunk. Now, on some trees, I'm not really bothered about that, such as the ficus. They tend to heal really fast and swell over, not too much of a drama. Plus, on other trees, it adds really good features, and I'm all for that. I don't mind that on my trees. Some people don't like that because they say it takes away from the aesthetic of the trees and the purity of the tree. Totally get that. Each to their own. Develop your tree the way you like it. No issues. Some people like to avoid it, as I say, as well, because it diminishes the value of your tree. I'm not about that. I'm not selling my trees, so you do you in that. So let's go back. If we're doing sacrificial branches, how are we going to do 1, 2, or are we going to do loads over the tree? That's a decision you have to make. So that's one way we can make our trunks thicker. But not only that, let me just quickly grab this one. You can see, so I'll bring you in, and on the right angle, this one here, this is a sacrificial branch, okay? It goes all the way down to this section here, and it has got a great big, I hope you can see it, it's got a great big swelling now coming on. So this whole thing is going to be removed eventually, okay? And that is helping to swell and develop the trunk. So this trunk now, if you can see, is getting nice. It's better to see on this side. It's getting nicely fat. And having that sacrificial branch or sacrificial branches will do that. So this branch, this one, is shooting all the way out here. Okay? That's, pop that back down there. Okay, so that's a sacrificial branch. That's one way to do it. Okay? Obviously, all my trees are like massive. It's not just one branch. Okay, so that's just one aspect of my trees. So some of them have got sacrificial branches and some of them have been let grow wild. This one has generally been both. Okay, sacrificial branch at the bottom help to develop the tree, where the other ones have been allowed to grow and extend. Now I'm doing that because what I want to do is encourage the tree to become healthy, and by being healthy, right, the best way to describe this one is bonsai in itself is slightly harmful to the trees. This is quite controversial. So constant trimming your tree back is detrimental to your tree. I know it sounds a bit of a funny thing to say because we're doing bonsai and it's all about keeping your tree trimmed. We need to let it grow out, cut back, grow out, cut back. But if you're continuously cutting back your tree too often, too much, you think of them trees pads, your leaves, they are solar panels. They are what allow the tree to develop, grow, get all the nutrients from the sun to help develop the tree. If you're cutting too much of that off, the tree isn't going to grow and be able to sustain itself. And yes, the roots do provide nutrients from the bottom, but without the tree to help photosynthesize the tree ain't going to last very long. So there's several methods to help keep your tree healthy. One of them is to allow the tree to shoot out, and another one is allow the roots to shoot out as well. This is why sometimes we put the trees in the ground, we put the trees in larger pots when they're sick, and we also allow them to develop out by spreading the trees branches. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm allowing them to grow. Now, by allowing them to grow, we don't do this every year, but we allow them to, at least on my sense, I allow them to shoot out, okay, and it allows them to get all that nutrients, all that sun, and store it all up. Keeps them. So when I do cut them back, you notice on my videos I like to go hard on a lot of my trees. So by allowing them to shoot out every now and again, at least every couple of years, it allows them to provide all that energy and maintain its healthiness. On top of that as well, being healthy, I am going through a move this year. I will be moving house, I will be moving area. Although it is literally a 5-minute drive around the corner, it is a new area for the trees. So I need my trees to be as healthy as possible while I do the move. Even though it's only 5 minutes down the road, it is a new area, it is new conditions, it's new lighting, okay? I am in a south-facing house. That house, sorry, is not south-facing. I can't remember what it is, but it's not south. I don't have sun all day, every day. I only have it for 3/4 of the day, and the tree is going to be in a slightly different position. So they have to get used to that, and I want the trees to be as healthy as possible to give them the best chance of survival for the rest of the year. Plus, by the time we do move, again, they're going to start going. It's going to be to the time of the year where they're going to start slowing down in their cycle, and they're going to get into dormancy as well. So the trees need to be as healthy as possible. So I need them to be as healthy as possible before the move. So this year, I knew I was going to be moving. So this year, I've allowed them to spread out and get as much sun, as much health, as much vigor as possible. Yes, I'll be going through trimming them as now, and allow them to push one more set of growth before we do get to the end of the year. So allow them to push out will get you as much health and vigor in them trees. Cut back, push out, cut back, push out, but we need to maintain the health and vigor of those trees. Different ways to do it, as I say, up pot, allow them roots to grow out, but in doing so you also have to allow the tree to grow out. Remember, bonsai can harm your trees. It is something that isn't always said in the bonsai community, but it does. It hurts your trees eventually. You know, that's why your trees get sick. It's one of the things. You're taking a tree naturally wants to grow out and develop. We're restricting that growth in that pot. We're restricting that growth by trimming it. Every now and again, you've got to let them to grow out and allow them to do their thing. And this is what I'm doing this year. Okay, so this is why you have a look around my garden, the Bonsai Expression garden. Everything's seriously overgrown. Before I trim this one back, I'd let it grow out. Absolutely ridiculous. Check out the video on the Chinese elm that I got from eBay. This is this one. Okay, it was all the way out here. I let it do it twice this year, and then I've cut it all the way back. Look how hard I cut back, and just look how much growth is already coming back onto it. So it's very, very healthy. The pot for its size is slightly oversized, so it's got plenty of room for the roots as well. So this one has got plenty of vigor in it. Whereas some of these trees, like the one you've just seen in there, unfortunately didn't make it. Okay, my mistake. I just didn't give it that time to push that growth and then come back in. Okay, it's actually got a couple of buds in the wrong places. I'm just gonna take them out while we're here. Right, so that's that one. Now this is quite a good topic for you guys to give me some feedback and some comments. So if there's any questions you want on this topic, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below, because I'm here to help, I'm here to learn as well, and this is one of them topics that's a really good discussion to have. This is why I've done it. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys try this one. You know, let your trees go out, you're going to get lots and lots of vigor in it. Fertilize the crap out your trees, you're going to get loads of growth, and then just come back towards, I don't know, towards the end of the year maybe, if you want to get some really serious vigor into your trees and some serious growth. Then cut back. Your trees are going to go from little, well, depends on what they are, but if you've got starter trees, they're going to go from small little sticks, and you're going to get some good size from fertilizing and just letting them grow out. Don't touch them. You're going to get big bushes, as I say. Just going to let them do this. You've seen in some of my recent videos where I've gone, look at the size of this bush, it's overgrown, because that's the idea. Yeah, you're going to put some size on it, and that's the way to do it. So if you enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, because you know this is one of them topics that your friends are going to like. They're going to have some opinions on it, which I'm all here for a discussion. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching in this one, everyone, and yeah, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.